Okay, so this is going to be a requested video, I guess. Just some of the books that I have lying around that I bought that I have not read yet because I keep getting library books. So what generally ends up happening is I have like this wish list on Amazon of, I don't know, maybe 200 books or something. And I request about 10 or 15 things from the library, and depending on where I'm at in the queue, those start pulling up in the library, you know, hey, you have a book ready, come get it. And I'm reading all those books, and then I add more from my Amazon list. And then every now and then I go out to the thrift store or wherever, and I find a book I want, and I buy it, thinking like, oh, when I don't have library books to read, I'll read this, and inevitably I just keep going to the library. So this is my little stack of recent purchases over the last maybe 6 months that I have not read yet. The first one is Shit My Dad Says. I got this actually for my dad for Christmas. I ordered it off Amazon for him, and he read it, thought it was hilarious, so he told me that I had to read it. I have flipped through a lot of the little quotes, but I haven't read the actual text yet, so this is a new show on CBS. I have not seen it yet. I should have added it to my DVR, but I haven't. So, funny. If you like funny, check that out. It's actually only $6 brand new on Amazon, or at last I checked or bought it. Plus I have a $20 gift certificate to Amazon because of the Groupon or Living Social deal that I found. Ooh, dust is flying all over the place. I don't know if I showed you this, guys, I've had this for quite a while, but I don't know if I showed it to you guys. This is called Wesley the Owl. I got this for $3.99, I think, at Borders or Barnes & Noble, and I had, you know, I loved Marley and Me, and I read that quite a while ago, so this is supposed to be another story kind of like that. I like stories about animals and people that love them and all that good stuff. I just got my dad chicken soup for the dog lover's soul. So anyhow, this is a nonfiction book about a little owl and this woman's relationship with the little owl. Not like that, that's gross. Next one, we'll see if any of you have read these. Not my fiance anymore, my husband. I called him fiance for 2 years, so husband was more accurate now. He got me this for Christmas. I don't know why, but he thought I would like it. So this is Lauren Conrad. It's called LA Candy. He said that some girl at Target was telling him that he should get it for me, so whatever. So we'll see if this is any good. I think there are more books that she's written. I don't know if this is like the first in a series. Okay, read the second book. So the second book is Sweet Little Lies. I guess this is the first one. So we'll see. I don't know, Elsie, what your writing skills are, but we'll find out. Next book I got is The Inheritance of Loss by Kiran Desai. I saw this at the thrift store and it had won a Man Booker Prize in 2006. So that's that. In a crumbling, isolated house at the foot of Mount Kanchenjunga in the Himalayas lived an embittered judge who wants only to retire in peace. When his orphaned granddaughter Sai arrives on his doorstep, the judge's cook watches over her distractedly, for his thoughts are often on his son Biju, who is hopscotching from one gritty New York restaurant to another. Kiran Desai's brilliant novel, published to huge acclaim, is a story of joy and despair. Her characters face numerous choices that majestically illuminate the consequences of colonialism as it collides with the modern world. So we'll see what that's like eventually, after next year goes by and I get all my library books. This is Memoirs, All Rivers Run to the Sea by Elie Wiesel. This is the guy who wrote Night, which is generally a required book for freshmen in high school. I was working with a couple teachers when they were teaching it, so I reread it recently, and Night is so good. If you haven't read it, I was bawling at the end of it. I really like Holocaust stories for some reason. I know it's depressing, but Schindler's List is one of my favorite movies, and anything I've ever read about the Holocaust, I usually just can't put it down. The Book Thief, read that. It's very excellent. So anyway, so this is his memoir. Eat, Pray, Love. Everybody's been telling me to read this. I liked the movie quite a bit. On a sad note, I bought this for my mom, and my mom doesn't generally read books, but she did read this, and there are a couple pages that she had bookmarked in here. So when my dad brought this to me, it was kind of like I got a little letter or a little sign from my mom. So this will not be easy for me to read, knowing that this is one of the last things that she read. But she bookmarked the instructions for freedom in here, which are really good things to live by. My mom was the kind of person who always got me cards like that, 10 ways to have a happy life, or 10 dreams we have for our daughter. And so I have been hesitating to read this because I think it's going to be emotional for me. So, but I do have it, and I will read it, I promise, because I know you guys have been telling me to. The next one, I got this at a garage sale for I think $1. It's called Helen of Troy, by Margaret George, who also wrote Mary Called Magdalene. So she writes kind of historical fiction. Helen, the woman whose face launched 1,000 ships, born to Leda from a liaison with Zeus. Terrifyingly beautiful from birth, Helen finds happiness with Menelaus and their daughter Hermione. But when Helen catches a glimpse of the visiting Trojan prince Paris, she becomes painfully aware of the passion missing in her life. The two soon elope to Troy in the dead of the night, unleashing a war that changes their world. Laden with doom, yet surprising in its moments of innocence and beauty, Helen of Troy is an exquisite tale told with skill and grace, with a cast of irresistible legendary characters and a wealth of material that reproduces the Bronze Age in all its glory. Margaret George brings to life a war that we've all learned about but never before experienced. It's a very big book. Yeah, so that looked interesting too. I kind of want to delve into historical fiction more than I have. Oh, there they all go. Whoops. But anyway, so that's that. And here's another one that's kind of similar. Ahab's Wife, by Senna Jeter Naslund. I think I found this at a garage sale as well. Not sure. I have not read Moby Dick, so I thought I would read this instead, because Moby Dick is a difficult read. Thanks, Herman Melville. From the opening line, Captain Ahab was neither my first husband nor my last. You will know that you were in the hands of a master storyteller and in the company of a fascinating woman hero. Inspired by a brief passage in Moby Dick, the author has created an enthralling and compellingly readable saga spanning a rich, eventful, and dramatic life. At once a family drama, a romantic adventure, and a portrait of a real and loving marriage, Ahab's Wife gives a new perspective on the American experiences. So, eventually I will get around to reading Moby Dick. Eventually I will get around to reading this. This is another fatty, nice big book. There's actually a misspelling on the back. They spelled master with no A on the back cover, so maybe that's why I found it at a garage sale. Next one is Snowflower and the Secret Fan by Lisa C. I read one of her other books. I can't remember the name of it now. Shanghai Girls, I think. That was super good. It was one of my favorite reads in the last year. I could not put it down, so I'm hoping this will be along the same lines. This one I wanted to read a very long time ago. It was a Costco book apparently at some point. I got it at the thrift store for $2. This is Songs in Ordinary Time. It was on the Oprah list. Mary McGarry Morris. This is another kind of like tale from the 1960s. After reading The Help, which was excellent, I've been kind of wanting to read more books like this. So this is about a family in Vermont. I'm not going to read the back cover to you. And then this one is also another Oprah book, Sue Miller, While I Was Gone, Oprah's Book Club. This was $2 at the thrift store. And this is supposed to be really good too. I've heard a lot about this and I've just haven't gotten around to reading it. I think the other one she wrote was Drowning Ruth. Am I wrong? I don't know if she wrote that or not. Maybe I'm confused. Drowning Ruth was supposed to be really good too. Maybe it's a different author. So anyway, that is my to-be-read pile. I'll probably do a bookshelf tour at some point. Our bookshelves are just a mess right now. I have books in here in my room. And then my husband has 4 bookshelves in his office. And I still have a lot of books that don't have a place. So I think we need another bookshelf or another shelving system or something. But anyhow, we are a book family, so we need to downsize. I probably should donate some books or sell them. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions, any recommendations, if you've read any of this or can think of anything that's good. I can't think of anything else right now. I was going to say something about something I had on hold, but I don't remember what it was. But there are a lot of really neat books out. Every time I go to Costco, I want stuff. I try not to buy them. Like I think I've mentioned before, I don't really reread books. Oh, another book that I've been wanting to read. I bought it for one of my college professors when I took British Lit. I think it was British Lit. Not British Lit. They call it something else. Anyway, it's when you read the Iliad and the Odyssey. And there is a book by Margaret Atwood called The Penelopiad. And it's all about Odysseus' wife. And it's told from her side of the story. So that's something that's been on my list for a long time. I bought it for my professor and I never bought it for myself. So I'll probably put that on hold at the library in the next year or so. Yeah. But I've been reading every night. I've been trying to take baths almost every night and reading in the bath. So I spend about an hour to an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours reading, depending on the book and how tired I am. So I've been reading a lot lately, and I love it. It makes me feel so relaxed and calm, and just makes me feel good, like I'm doing something productive with my time. So yeah, questions, comments, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this. Let me know if you want more videos like this or want a review of anything, and I will try to accommodate you. So thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.